I just can't help myself. I love solar panels. We're going to make use of the nice weather and go for a cycle. Yeah, you certainly came to a stop then without a problem.
Oh, you're filming, great.
So, yeah, I need to explain about the brakes, and I will do that. So, when we originally bought these bikes, they came with cable brakes, and I wanted them to come with hydraulic brakes. And now we're going to go and find a coffee. We are going to have to actually stop and walk it for a sec.
Thank you so much for the brakes.
Yeah, make a big difference.
Yeah, they do. I can brake with one finger each now, which is so much easier.
So her bike now does have hydraulic brakes, as does mine. And that is because MiRider came out with a new bike, the GB3. And it's very similar to the MiRider One, but it has 3 gears and a belt drive and a colour display and hydraulic brakes. And because the frame is exactly the same as the MiRider One's frame, it means that you can just put the hydraulic brakes from the new bike on the old one. Well, actually, technically this isn't an older one, it's just a sort of lower model, I think. But either way, hydraulic brakes are an available upgrade. Just a little stop for coffee, of course. I thought I'd use this opportunity to just talk a little bit about why. So basically, when I bought these bikes, one of the things I really wanted, which I didn't have, and it wasn't an option that MiRider had at the time, was hydraulic brakes. And the reason why I didn't go for a different bike was, firstly, it would probably be too expensive, and secondly, the whole point about these bikes is they fold up nice and small and they fit in the back of the Tesla without you know, having to put the seats down, which is great. Sorry, I'm putting the sunglasses back on because I cannot see at all. The sun's just blaring. Yeah, now, I have always preferred hydraulic brakes. It requires much less finger strength. You can just sort of use them with one finger and they're much more precise. They're reasonably maintenance free in that it's a sealed system, so dust and dirt and stuff can't get in there, but it does sort of probably require a proper professional hand in fixing things when they do need maintenance. But I find maintenance on brakes to be a real, you know, I would take it to a bike shop. That is my solution to the whole brake maintenance thing at the moment. The other reason why I wanted to go for hydraulic brakes was, you know, because of V. Her hands are not that strong and they're not that big, so having a brake lever that you can adjust closer to the handlebar pretty easily, and also requires much less strength to actually activate, it really just makes things much safer and better for her. So it was great. And when they brought out this GB3 bike that had the hydraulic brakes but was essentially still exactly the same frame, my hope was that I would be able to upgrade the brakes to hydraulic ones. And I went into the shop that I bought the bikes from and I asked, and lo and behold, absolutely. So that was great. One small problem that cropped up though, which I'll just let you know about in case you have something similar. When I originally got this bike, the brake setup and the throttle was like on this one. See? Brake lever, throttle. And on my bike, that didn't work. What basically happened was that the magnetic field from the throttle was activating the brake's motor cutout sensor. So every time you tried to use the throttle, it just wouldn't do anything because the bike would think that you were using the brakes. For some reason, on V's bike, it's not a problem. And so we haven't changed it round. But MiRider actually, with these new brakes, suggests that you have the throttle on the outside. So throttle here and then attach the brake, and that way the sensor for the brake, the motor cutout sensor, is far away from this magnetic throttly bit. But again, like I said, I have no idea why V's bike doesn't have that problem, but provided it doesn't, I suppose there's no reason to move things around. Okay, but basically I think it's a fantastic upgrade, and I'm really pleased we did that, and it means we don't have to worry about things like cable stretch, which is, you know, always annoys me, and the brakes feel much smoother and they're more powerful. So yeah, hydraulic brakes for the win. And if you have a MiRider, I do advise, you know, I don't advise, but I recommend you look at upgrading the brakes if that is something that interests you, because it does make a big difference. Right, that's it for the brake conversation. Really enjoyed, you know, going for a little cycle on these bikes today. Perfect weather for it, and it's not even cold. Amazing, middle of October. Wowza, it's like a summer's day, isn't it? Must be global warming. Wow, that is a colour, isn't it? Yikes. I actually think it looks quite cool. I mean, I wouldn't, of course, but it does look good. Righty, we catch V up now. She streaked off into the distance without me, because I stopped to film the golden Tesla. So we're heading home now, and by the time we get home, V will have done 50 miles on this MiRider One, which I think is basically 50 miles of cycling in her whole life. So, you know, it's a big number. We're getting there. You know, I think when she gets to her first century over all these rides, then we should probably have some sort of a cycling celebration. She's getting hugely better, actually, in all seriousness. It's just, you know, if you haven't done a lot of cycling, it's not going to come second nature, I suppose. Anyway, I just thought I'd make a quick little video whilst we're going around Hastings having some fun on the old MiRiders, and talk about those hydraulic brakes, which I really do think make all the difference. I mean, to be honest, for 1,500 quid, the bike should come with hydraulic brakes, in my opinion. Anyway, you know, but there we go. It certainly give it a much more premium feel. Cheers. Let's just have a quick look. What do we got here then? This is V's bike, and she has done in total 51.1 miles. Yay! Awesome. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to leave a like and share it and subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you like. The links are in the description. And I want to say a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because you guys are awesome. And I'll see you all in the next episode of my vlog, when we'll probably be going home. Bye!